Good afternoon, everyone. Good afternoon, my Facebook friends and family. You know, after taping that tape that I taped a couple of days ago, there's one correction that I would like to make. I don't want to make a blanket statement against all people who are Jehovah's Witness because I'm not making or not trying to make a blanket statement. But the facts are the facts, and they include that Jehovah's Witnesses do not vote. I'm not saying that that within itself is the major problem, because it is not, but it is my particular problem that I have with Jehovah's Witnesses. Anyway, so let me go on from here. You know, I've been saying for years that until we as a family change the way we think about things and change the way we are with regard to education, we will never be able to make any inroads. Now I begin to hear people talking about the fact that we do have to change. I was listening to Mildred Gaddis's show. She's not one of my very, very favorite people, but I do listen to her. Why? Because she also has something to teach. There's not one human being on the face of the earth who does not have something that they can offer to the world. I may not always agree with you, nor you me, and that's okay. I didn't even agree with everything that my mother said, and I loved her dearly. But I didn't throw her away because I did not always agree with her. I'm saying to each and every one of us that regardless of what you may think of me or what I may think of you or how we may think of relatives or people overall, remember that each human being that you come in contact with has something that that person offers to the world and can teach even you. I began learning this. I'm embarrassed to tell you this, but I began learning this only very recently. The older I get, the more I realize that I really don't know. I was listening, as I was saying earlier, I was listening to the Mildred Gaddis show, and I heard Dr. Arthur Carter speaking about the necessity for education. And as I began listening to him, a person who I've known for a very long time, I'm thinking, wow, this guy and I, we could really be as one human being. But hear this, there's nothing new under the sun. There's a lot of us who absolutely, it's an absolute template for the way we believe in the family and education. Dr. Carter was just saying that he believed. He didn't even say he believed. He says education is paramount. Nothing comes before education. Now, those of you who think that I'm not referring to or I'm eliminating God, always know this. Anytime I talk about anything of significance and of so much importance to our community, I always think God first. Nothing comes before God. So let me just get that out of the way. Going back to Dr. Carter, and I absolutely agree with him, nothing is more important than education. And just remember that until we believe that in our hearts, we won't even begin to throw down our defenses and just be who we are. Because you see, the more you say about yourself, there of course there's the potential, very great potential, that your guards are down, therefore people know more about you. But what is wrong with people knowing more about you? If you really stop and think about it, for real, you really don't have a whole lot that is secret. You think that you're more important than you really are. At least I've gotten to the point of understanding that I am not as important as I may have thought one time that I was. Really, when you stop and think about it, what is going on right now in our world, in our country, in our states, and in our cities, and those that joined with us and those that we live in, what is going on right now is actually phenomenal. God has given us the opportunity to begin to recognize our faults and understand that we can't do anything without God, but recognize that prayer by itself is dead. We have to, as one, as much as any human being, individuals can do, we must learn how to think. Not exactly, but as one for a common goal for the community in order for all of us to be able to live harmoniously in. So Detroiters and those who adjoin Detroit and those of us who live in Michigan, understand this. If our children in the city of Detroit are not educated, it becomes a major problem that affects you, like it or not. It is not fair, nor is it morally conscious, or it shouldn't be at least, to have one group of people who have Class A education, and then you have another group of people whose educational abilities, as given by our government, as allowed by our government, to be less than even respectful. Many who don't have the same opportunities as approved by our government, even as approved by some people that you have voted for, or for those you have not voted for, but by you not voting, you still vote anyway. But those children or communities whose educational system is less than acceptable, is not only the responsibility of the neglectful governmental agency, but it has also been neglected by you. Now, for those of you whose feet fit in the boots or shoes that I'm referring to, you might get upset with me. But for the vast majority of us, I'm asking that you look past who you think I am, and please listen to the message. Because we don't have time to play games with ourselves, with our minds, and with our people. It is so past time that we get our lives together and in order, and we can start today. Have a great day, Facebook family and friends. I love you, and may God continue to bless you and your family. Bye-bye.